welcome to the second part of our next episode of Mobile App Redesign for Developers with our special guest, Brandon Minnick.
So, if you're wondering why we're laughing, we were just streaming to nobody for the last hour. It was the best stream of our lives, and nobody else saw.
God. We literally were with you. Like, this is when the phrase you hear when you're calling like the phone company and they're like, they have you muted and they unmute themselves and they're like, hey, even though you're not listening to us, we're working with you. The same thing just happened. We had 1 hour with you guys, giving you the best live stream we have ever had, and yeah, we were not live. All good, all good. It was a good practice. I would say a brief summary about it was that 8-Bits recently launched their website. We have a 8-Bit Show website now with all the episodes and a summary of what was talked and who were the guests. They also have cool transcripts. It's a really nice website. Go check it out. It's 8bits.tv. I'm putting it there on the screen right now. And what Brandon used for the transcription was a website called Otter.ai, which is a great website where you just plug the audio in and it creates the transcript for you. And what else did we get to talk on that hour, Brandon?
Oh, we talked about so much good stuff. We'll just have to save it for another episode. So stay tuned.
So yeah, and what we were talking about is that what is going to be our live stream for today. Our live stream today is going to be us prepping for the version 2.1 launch of GitTrends, and basically dealing with the stores and learning how to configure your store and your app. Like, what do you need? You need the screenshots, you need the description, the keywords, and how to deal with each of them, right? So Brandon is basically going to walk us through the App Store and the Play Store, and we're going to be able to see all those goodies.
That's right. So yeah, let's jump right into it because we already did an intro. We did an intro for an hour. Yeah. Sorry everybody missed it, but it was great.
You just trust us. It was awesome. Okay?
best stream of our lives. Let's see. Let me know when you can see when you pulled up the screen, Luis, and we'll kick it off here. Cool.
It's up.
All right. So yes, we have to basically update all the metadata for GitTrends. And so what I have pulled up here on my left, this is called the App Store Connect. It's appstoreconnect.apple.com. Apple.com, you can probably guess this is for the iOS App Store, and it is. On the right, this is play.google.com, and this is where you go to upload your apps for the Google Play Store for Android devices. And so we'll do a quick walk around of these websites, just in case anybody's watching that hasn't necessarily had to go through the joy of publishing an app to the App Store. That's a lot of sarcasm because it's very painful. But yeah, let's click into GitTrends here, and we'll show off the dashboard here in Google Play. So the first thing we're greeted by, and because this is an app that already exists, we're just going to augment and add to, but I want to show you around just a little bit. And so, for example, on the iOS App Store Connect, what we're greeted with is the current status of the app. So the latest version of the app in the App Store is 2.0.3. These are the release notes that I published alongside of it. We fixed that bug that maybe made your favorites disappear. My bad, everybody. That's on me. And then you can see here, and this is what we'll be doing today, is all these screenshots. So look, iPhone 6.5-inch display with a notch. iPhone 5.5-inch display, no notch. iPad Pro, 3rd gen, 12.9-inch display. iPad Pro, 2nd gen, 12.9-inch display. You have to manually upload screenshots for each of these resolutions. And it sucks. Because Apple, and I get it, I understand why they do it, because they want your app to appear as good as possible for when anybody navigates the App Store. So, for example, if I'm on my iPad Pro second gen and I navigate to the App Store, I want to see what this app looks like on my iPad Pro second gen before I download it. And I get it, but I will say, as a developer, this is one of the most painful processes, because Apple also limits you to the exact screen resolution. And so, I don't know. I don't own any iPads, let alone an iPad Pro second generation with a 12.9 inch display. So what I have to do is open up the app in an iPad Pro simulator and take all these screenshots. And then I get to do it all over again. I open up the same app in an iPad Pro third gen, take all these screenshots, do it all again for the iPhone with a 5.5 inch display, iPhone with a 6.5 inch display and a notch. And then, alongside adding all the keywords for my app, the support URL, the marketing URL, the description of the app. Also, when somebody searches in the App Store, your app appears. And not only does your app appear, but your app looks amazing when it does. So I'm going to be complaining about a lot of this stuff today just because of the amount of work it takes. But don't get me wrong, this is arguably the most important part of building your app. Your code can be flawless. You can have zero bugs. It can be the best app in the world. But if you don't have a good App Store listing, nobody's going to download it. They're going to look at that and say, oh, that's weird. Like, why is there no screenshots? Why is there no description? Is this just spam? Because users don't know that this is all manual. I know before I started making iOS apps, I just kind of assumed Apple did this automatically. Like, I kind of assumed developers would just give Apple their app, and then Apple would take the screenshots, and Apple will write a quick description. But it's not. It's all us. It's all manual, so we have to do it. And if we don't, then nobody will download our app. So all that work we put into our app is all wasted. Yep. On the Google Play Store, very similar. They also give you a little dashboard with your KPIs. So like your new users, your farewell users, please come back. But those metrics are all available on App Store Connect as well, just not on the same page. So if let's see, where was it here let's see, I thought there it is. So store presence. So if I look at the main store listing, then you can kind of see very, very similar details here, where we have the app name, the description, full description, app icons, and screenshots. And again, this is just so Google and Apple can promote it. And so if you don't give them the screenshots, they can't promote your app. And when somebody navigates in the Play Store and lands on your app, that they want to download it. This is a commitment, right? You're asking somebody to say, welcome me into your home, onto your very personal device. Please download me. So let's walk through updating some of this today. And I can tell you what, let's start with iOS. iOS, we can actually check out, they have this media manager. One, we'll say silver lining on this is nowadays iOS is a lot easier for screenshots. They used to require screenshots for every device size. So when I uploaded my first app back in 2016, I think I was using the iPhone 5S. So that meant I had to have a screenshot for iPhone 3, 4, 5, because those were different screen sizes. The iPad, I don't know what was current there for iPads, but 1, 2, 3, 4. You had to go through all of them. It would take a day just to get all your screenshots. What they do now is they give you the option to upload screenshots for every device size if you want, or if you just give it screenshots for what I call the device category, it'll scale it for you automatically. So what Apple kind of did, and thankfully they heard us just screaming in pain from all the screenshots we had to take, was that I can, so 6.5-inch display. This is the iPhone Pro, or the Max. So iPhone 12 Max, iPhone 12 Pro Max, those are 6.5-inch displays. I can pull the app up my simulator here. Actually, this isn't even the Max, but we'll pretend it is. So I'll pull it up on my simulator. I'll take my screenshots, upload them, and then Apple will scale it down and kind of create its own screenshots for the 5.5-inch display.
Nice.
And that helps immensely. I mean, you can even see here, like, here's kind of what I was alluding to earlier with like the 3.5-inch display on the iPhone. I think that was the 3GS. I think the 4-inch is the 4, or maybe that's the 5. I don't know. But yeah, back in the day, you had to do all of these manually, or at least nowadays you can see that it says for these screenshots, we're using the 5.5-inch display. So it's better than it used to be for whatever that's worth. But so with this, how do you do it, right? Because how do you take a screenshot if you don't own the device? And you might be thinking, like, does it really matter? Like, I have my iPhone sitting here. Like, I'll just take screenshots and I'll tell Apple that it's the 6.5-inch display. Nope. Apple literally checks the exact resolution. So when you upload a screenshot for 6.5-inch display, it has to be pixel perfect. Literally, if you're off by 1 pixel, this happened to me before, where I took the screenshot, and whatever tool I was using to save it, I might have been using a tool like Sketch, just to save the PNG file so I could upload it to Apple. It just added a 1 pixel border, and Apple just rejected it. Apple's like, nope, this wasn't taken on a 6.5-inch iPhone. See you later. It's like, oh my God, I have to take all these screenshots all over again. So how do we do this? Well, here's how I do it. If anybody watching along has a better process, definitely let me know. Actually, you know what? I'm going to share with you a better process first, because if you have UI tests written, UI tests, this is you writing code to imitate the user. So if a user can tap a button, you can write a UI test to tap a button. If a user can enter text into your app, then you can write a UI test that enters text into your app. So I actually wrote a test called App Store Screenshots. And what this UI test does, it literally walks through my app and takes screenshots of every page. And so you can kind of see the code here. Probably if I make it a little bigger, we can actually see it. But this is a UI test that will, wait for the onboarding page to load and then take a screenshot of the GitTrends onboarding page, and then it'll move to the next page and it'll take a screenshot of that, so on and so forth. So it basically, this is just a UI test that, yeah, sure, it's technically testing the app, but the purpose of this was just to generate screenshots. We won't be doing this today, but do know that this is a valid option for you if you also, like me, complain about screenshots a lot. What we are going to do today is do it all manually. So 6.5-inch display, mentioned that a minute ago. That's going to be our Max, or in this case, our Pro Max. So I'm just going to pull it up on the iPhone 12 Pro Max simulator, and I'm going to start taking some screenshots. Now, maybe a better way to put it is, I highly recommend planning ahead a little bit, because again, this is what your potential users are going to see. If your app doesn't look good in your screenshots, they're not going to download it. If your app looks like it's filled with viruses or it's going to crash as soon as they launch it, they're not going to download it. So plan out your screenshots ahead of time. I went ahead and I have another trending repo. Hey, all right. So I, so part of this app, right, is to have trending repositories. And I always wait to take a screenshot or to publish screenshots until I have a repository that's trending. And pro tip, you can actually make your own repository trend if you want. Like if you just visit your own repository hundreds of times, you can make it happen. I didn't do that here. This is actually, this spike here is pretty cool. I just published a video to the Xamarin Show with Gerald yesterday, all about async command and how you can use it in the Xamarin Community Toolkit. And so this is a brand new repository nobody's seen before. It goes live in the Xamarin Show and boom, 200 views in a day. So fortunate in that sense. But none of that even matters because this is the device we need to take screenshots in. So let's go ahead and close out this simulator. And as I wax poetic about, hey everybody, don't forget to plan ahead. I didn't plan ahead. So I did all this prep on the wrong simulator. So now I have to log into GitHub. Let me get my password. Let's see here. All right. So I am BR Minnick. And nobody guess what's going on. Boom. All right. Then do two-factor auth. Nothing better than doing all this live on the internet.
Yeah.
Somebody's like, oh, I can guess your rolling key now.
Yeah.
490. There we go. All right. So now we're prepared. And we'll see how this looks because this screen's a little bit bigger. So I want to showcase the best parts of this app, right? So super cool to see. Oh, look at that. Like the trending tags over here. Oh, this is interesting. Because let's see, the screenshots I have here. Ooh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about who has a 6.5-inch display. Let's see, iPhone 12 wiki. So maybe we're not supposed to use the Pro Max. Let's see, screen size. Let's see, dimensions, display. Here we go. Let's see, what do I need again? I need 6.5 inch. So the 6.06 and let's see what the pros got. 6.06, 6.8. Well, there's one way to figure this out really quick. If I take a screenshot here, and that is just Command S. So let me do this without the keyboard shortcut. You can just say File, Save Screen. And whoops. That's where you can see here that the Save Screen shortcut is just Command S. So save the screen. We'll save it. Yeah, save to the desktop. Why not? And oh, I have to create a new build before I can add screenshots. Good to know. So let's create 2.1 here live on the air. We're not ready to publish it yet. We need some more translations, but we can at least get started, right? There we go. So now I have the ability to delete all these screenshots, and this is something else that's
so you can put videos as well.
Ooh, yeah, videos are important. Because again, when somebody navigates to your app in the App Store, this video will autoplay. And so you want to give them as much information about the app in about 15 seconds. So I'm going to show off that this light mode, dark mode, because that was the big release last time. And then, like, there you go. There's all the features in the app. Let's see. So just to experiment, I took that screenshot. And I'm going to see if Apple allows me to upload this screenshot. And they did. Okay. So what this tells me is that the 12 Pro Max is the correct screen size for our screenshots. Now, I will say I don't love the fact that the trending tag appears here kind of squished.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cheat. I'm just gonna go into the code and tell it not to do that. Uh, and the reason I'm doing this is I have two options, right? I can make a whole nother suite of screenshots plus the video on the smaller resolution, just the iPhone 12 Pro, not the Pro Max. Or I can just do this and basically make the screenshots we're about to upload the iPhone 12 Pro screenshots, but in the max screen size. And the reason I think this is the better way to go is, well, twofold. It'll save me time, so great. But more users own the not max size, or maybe a better way to put that is fewer iOS users use the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And so when I think about the number of folks that are going to be downloading this app and seeing it on the store, I want these screenshots to be kind of geared toward the biggest audience. So I don't want any surprises. I want you to kind of see what or be able to see know what you're about. Yeah, know what to expect. Yeah. Blah. And so in here we added a bunch of logic because that trending tag should be there on larger devices. Like that was kind of more thought about for tablets, like if you're on the iPad. And it looks like the iPhone 12 Pro Max is like just big enough to get it in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have this large screen, small screen, and I'm just gonna blow away this large screen and see what errors that give me. There we go. So that doesn't exist anymore. But small screen says they need it. I tell you, yeah, I don't need that anymore. Ta-da. And whoops. Just that. All right. Let's see what that looks like. I hope so. Yeah, watch. It's like the entire app is broken.
Oh, something else I want to check. Once it builds, go ahead and favorite one repo. Because in the other simulator, I think I saw something weird there. I just want to confirm if everything's fine.
Oh, yeah. You caught a bug?
Yeah. I think the other simulator, when it puts favorite, the stats, the text for the stats were not there, only the icons. So I want to confirm if that's happening.
It might have just been while the app was, or the data was still downloading. And so, yeah, that's one weird thing is if you mark a repo as a favorite, obviously it'll appear on top, but it'll appear on top as the statistics are downloading. So you'll have like this blank repo at the top until, so like if I favorite this real quick. Oh man. That's right. I did break that. Valid. Yeah, I broke that converter. New. Yeah, who's using that converter? Who are you? New converter. We have to pass in that. It needs that binding, and oh, that's not good because then it breaks everything, man. Oh man, of course that happened. Of course it did. What's an easier way to fix it?
I mean, just keep the
Um,
method and put the same logic of the small screen method in the big one, and that's it.
ooh. Mm. Oh gosh. Let's see. If that's a 1, then that'll be fine. And that doesn't need to be there. That'll be fine. Then we can get rid of this. Then we get rid of that. I think that fixes that. Oof.
Yeah. That's it.
Do it on the fly. But again, you see how much screenshots suck because
Yeah.
we're trying to curate our app for that optimum app store presence, and it takes a lot of patience.
Yep. I mean, we come back to what we were talking while we were in our hour offline of creating content, right? Creating the screenshots, creating the video is basically you're creating the content of your site, I mean, of your app that your potential users are going to see. So it has nothing to do with programming, but you also need to know about it. Like, you know, to how to handle the screenshots, how to create your gifs. Which at first, when you're a developer and you had to go through this process, you're like, why do I need to know about this? Like, why do I have to deal with editing software, create gifs, and all of that? So yeah, it's kind of a pain to do it, but it's necessary. Like, it's a necessary evil, I would say. Oh, there it is.
Absolutely. Oh, now the trending tag's just not even there anymore.
uh,
Darn it. Hmm. What's a way we can get that trending tag there? Because let's see, we're passing. We have. So let's jump back to baseline here. Just get rid of all those edits. All right, so we're back to the original code, and we should. So yeah, the way this works is we don't want two trending tags to appear at the same time. So the small screen trending image, and that trending tag is just an SVG, so we call it the trending image. It just references the large screen one. We try to fit the large screen one on the screen. Ooh, I think I figured it out. So this SVG width request, basically, it tries to make sure that, well, what's a better way to say it? What we're telling xamarin.forms to do is put the large screen trending image on the screen. Because here's the column and row to squeeze it into. If it fits and its width is greater than, in this case, 62, then you're good to go. You can keep it on the screen. If it's not, we say hide it because your width is too small now, and we're going to show the other trending image. So maybe a better thing would have been to make this just exorbitantly big. So if this was greater than or equal to 500, 500, now the trending image that we don't want to appear has to be at least 500 pixels wide.
yeah.
Otherwise it won't. So this is probably a better hack to hide that. Oh man. So another fun life lesson. If you think you're prepared, you're probably not. Thought I had everything set up and we're good to go. We're just gonna jump right into taking screenshots. But here we are.
It's part of, I would say, those little tasks you have at work that you're like, yeah, I'm a software engineer, and then you're like passing 3-4 hours just dealing with screenshots.
Yeah, like I can knock that out in 5 minutes, no problem.
Yeah.
And I've learned never to promise that anymore.
Yeah. Like, hey, I think we're gonna finish today. Yeah, about that. Oh,
Yeah, I
there it
make I
is.
make promises based on like days and weeks timelines now. It's like, oh yeah, I can get that to you by the end of the week because
Yeah.
I just know stuff like this is gonna happen. There we go.
Nice.
So that's probably not a bad screenshot.
Yep.
Let's see, because that's light theme, dark
Maybe,
theme.
maybe I would like to not have all of them with the tag. So maybe one trending list. So they can see like there's another state that doesn't have anything.
Yeah, I don't disagree. The only thing I don't like, this is actually a bug I need to fix before we push to the App Store. You see how this
Oh
is
yeah.
not a perfect circle?
Yeah.
For some reason, yeah, the .NET logo does not give us a perfect circle. Um, so that's mobile Blazor bindings. Yeah, let's write some code to hide that. Um, so contains URL. Else, we'll say if repository dot probably owner login is not. I think it's .NET. If I remember that correctly. Let's check that out. So mobile Blazor bindings GitHub. Yeah, it's just .NET. All right, so that should filter that out. All right, let's run it one more time. Yeah, I noticed that recently. It's kind of been on the to-do list. Like, don't forget to fix that circle image. But I
Yeah.
haven't fixed it yet. It's always blown away. It's almost like you know how when food companies make commercials, like they're actually like spraying food with hairspray to make it shiny and like
Yeah.
using glue to like stick things together. Like the food they're making isn't really edible.
Yeah. It
I feel
looks
like
like
that's what we're kind of
so
doing.
it looks like
Yeah,
so good and stuff. And when you go to the place and you actually see what you get, you're like, wait, is this supposed to be it?
right. Like fizzy drinks will actually put like a drop of dishwasher detergent so that it foams up, or
Yeah.
it's like you can't drink that. It's not what it looks like. Like when you get a Big Mac from McDonald's, like it doesn't look
Yeah.
like anything you see on the screen.
That's true.
All right, let's see how we do here.
Oof. Nice. Oh,
All
okay.
right, so now we
Perfect.
could unfavorite that, and it still appears at the bottom. I think that looks good.
Nice.
Woo! All right, back to the App Store. Come on. All right, so let's at least start with getting every page. So I can blow away these old ones, and I should blow away that old screenshot here. Boop. That way I don't upload any old screenshots by mistake. All right, so screenshot. And then we'll tap into GitTrends. Why not? Screenshot.
Nice.
Show the stars. It doesn't look great with the quarters right there. Ugh. Screenshot. There's your blog, my blog, free promotions.
Nice.
Grab the settings page. Grab the
Um,
about page.
oh,
Oh, you know what? I don't want that.
nice.
I don't want that debug there. Let's
Oh. Oh, and the text created by Code Traveler still needs the spacing on the bottom.
Yeah, I'm just gonna delete it.
Yeah.
Whoops, that's us. Oh, it was on the desktop. This one. So let's just do this. No border, and your fill matches the background. Boop.
Nice.
And that bar is there.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay. It's fine. Nobody will notice.
Yep.
If somebody gives me a bad review on the App Store because they noticed the screenshot was off, then
yeah. It's not
good
exactly as the page I went to. Okay,
right,
buddy.
so that's the one, and that's what we're going to delete. Cool. All right, let's choose a file. Ship them. So this is something that's going to be a little different from the previous versions. Is that the previous version, I could upload screenshots for both light theme and dark theme. Here, well, that was possible because iOS limits us to 10 screenshots. So, I mean, one thing we could do, we could just blow away this screenshot here, and then we're at 5. And that's probably the best way to do it, because who really cares about the settings page? It's not even a good looking page anyways. Doesn't really add any value. Yeah, I think let's just do that. And let's do another round of screenshots in dark theme. So same app. We go to GitTrends. Same data. Oh. I want to do this. Haha. Let's get that on light theme too. I included that in the original screenshots, kind of as like a subtle nod to like, hey, by the way, you can do this.
Nice.
So let me blow away that screenshot and that screenshot, right? Yeah. All right, back to dark. That was fine. For sites. Boom. And the about page will be the last one.
Nice.
Gotta wait for that to go. Shloop. Oh, go away, screenshot. Or I guess I could always right click and say save desktop. And then it saves it. So let's try that again. Let's now choose our 10 screenshots right here. Ah, look how quick that was too.
Nice.
Cool. So this is what I did last time. I staggered these between light theme, dark theme. And I'm going to line them up. Let's see. How does that look? Is that
Yeah. Nice. I like it.
all right. Sold. So, let's go ahead and disable my Mac breaks. We'll take a break in about 20 minutes. So I want to save this. Oh, did it save automatically? Oh, even better. Cool. Yeah, so there's our new screenshots. And now we get to do it all over again for our 5.5-inch display.
Yay.
Yay. It's also not great because it doesn't tell you what the 5.5 inch is. So just like we had to figure out the 6.5, I think it's the iPhone 8. Like I have that simulator here. I guess it's iPhone 8 Plus. Probably iPhone 8 Plus wiki.
Yeah, I don't know why they just not put like the name of the device or like at least one of them. They don't
like here is a device that has this screen size.
exactly like a sample.
Like, Like, nah, man, you figure that out, and we'll tell you if you're right or not. Because
Yeah, you're supposed to like they. I guess they assume like you're an iOS developer. How do you not know by memory all those
everybody
screen
knows that.
dimensions?
So I'll show you, because we haven't taken any screenshots on the 5.5 inch yet. But
Yeah,
if I choose a screenshot from the 6.5 inch, see how it yells at you?
yeah,
So that's what I was alluding to earlier when I was like, they have to be pixel perfect. Like if your editing software adds 1 pixel, then sorry, they
yep.
don't care. So Apple is very stringent about their screenshots, and as a user, I love it. It's great. As a developer, it is very annoying and very frustrating.
You know, I think I get it why they have it like that, and it kind of ties back to the issue we are having with that a Blazor logo, right? We have a set defined size for our circle and what that resource has to be like. Basically, the scale it has to be at, right? So this logo is kind of a little bit more smaller, and that's why the circle is actually an oval instead of a circle. So maybe when they need those sizes, so when they show it in each screen, in the App Store, they come perfectly, right? It doesn't look like pixelated or anything, and it fits for
Right,
that screen. Yeah,
and like Apple doesn't know how we're handling the notch.
yeah,
That's, we get to define that as the developers. So
yeah,
maybe we have some data up here that appears in this version that doesn't appear when there's a notch, and
yeah,
yeah, they could guess, but and it's one of those things where they're better off just forcing you to do it,
yeah,
because if they guessed and they got it wrong, then people are just going to complain and say, "Hey, Apple, I don't understand why you're displaying my app like this. That's not at all what it
yeah.
looks like. Like, how dare you?" And then all of a sudden, like, they're the bad guys, and
Yeah,
it's like, well, it's just because you didn't upload the screenshots.
exactly.
All right, iPhone 8 Plus, you're on deck. We're gonna have to sign into this one too, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yay! Yay,
So much
screenshot
fun.
day. Let's see. Skip.
So, guys, welcome to the part of the live session where we teach you how to log into GitHub. You
Over and
first put your
over.
username. Uh,
Don't forget your two-factor auth.
exactly. Always keep your account secure. Don't share with the world your password or your two-factor out key, so they don't try and figure out your rolling key. But it's
Or
all
do it.
good. We
Oh, look
trust
at
you guys.
this. Oh, dude.
Oh, wait, what?
Good thing
What's
we're
that?
taking screenshots. The collection view doesn't extend to the bottom of the screen, and oh no, I know exactly why this is happening. I can fix it for the screenshots, but I don't know how to fix this going forward. Oh
Hmm.
no. All right. Well, let's fix it for the screenshots since that's what we're doing right now. Um, but oh, here's why I'm huffing over here. So it's this search page renderer.
Yeah.
Um, I wrote a whole blog post about how to add in that native search bar, and a lot of it is just because we wanted to do this on GitTrends, but xamarin.forms doesn't have it necessarily baked in. So wrote this whole blog post about it. It's been read thousands of times, and in the code, da, 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 there we go. I have a workaround to accommodate the UI search controller height,
Yeah.
because what happens when we add in the search bar here, that title bar expands, which is expected. But xamarin.forms doesn't know how to handle that. And so xamarin.forms still assumes that this content page is the same size, when really it's about a search bar height smaller, if that makes sense. So somebody reached out to me, and it's like, hey, I added the search bar, but now my app gets cut off at the bottom. And I was like, oh, good call out. So have this code here. And I didn't test it with a non-notched iPhone. And this beautiful workaround I thought I did doesn't work for it. And that's kind of annoying because here, let's bring up the code in the IDE here, because this is what we're going to be playing around with. And man, I thought this was so elegant that, to be honest with you, I didn't even bother testing it, because all I'm doing is once that page is laid out, so I subscribe to element.sizeChanged, and once the size is changed and all these conditions are met, so the height is no longer -1. In xamarin.forms, the height always defaults to -1. That means it has not been sized yet.
Yeah.
So this little if block says, does that search controller exist? Does the search bar exist? Has the page been sized? And let's also just make sure it is a page, because an element in xamarin.forms can be anything from a button to a label. So if all those conditions are met, first of all, let's unsubscribe so we never run this code again. But what we're going to do is just update the padding. So I take the page's padding, and then for the bottom, I add in the search bar frame height. And so that, for all intents and purposes, shrinks our page. And it looks like on this form factor that maybe we don't have to do it. So note to self, I will see if I can update that blog post. But for right now, I'm going to edit out that code and hope that this just works. If not, we'll probably just call it a day, because we only have 10 minutes left in the stream. Yeah. Anyways, and I'm going to fix a bug, because there's users out there that are using iPhone 8s, I'm sure. Notchless iPhones, I guess we should call them.
Yeah.
And they deserve a good app experience too. So yeah, let's see if this fixes it. Hopefully it does. Then we can take our iPhone 8 screenshots, upload those to the App Store. That'll probably be a good stopping point, because who knows what other bugs we're going to find when we run it on iPad. But maybe that's the lesson, right? The lesson we learned today is value this screenshot experience, because you've probably never seen what your app looks like on an iPhone 8 Plus.
And I mean, also going through your whole app, visiting all the pages, taking the screenshots, you can also like revisit the whole flow of it. That maybe sometimes you're so focused on a feature you're developing that you have not experienced like a new user the whole app again, right? So
that's right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, look at this, man. So that bug still happens. Like, see the total button?
Yeah, it's being chopped off.
So what? Like, I'm just gonna let me uncomment this code and put a breakpoint in here, because just looking at the code, all we're doing is adding in padding, taking the page's existing padding on the bottom and adding in the height of that search bar frame.
Yeah.
And so why? All right. Well, so to answer that question, this is a bug that I've got to fix. I've got to update a blog post now. I've got to commit some code, but at least I can't solve that in 10 minutes. Maybe somebody else can. But man, the only other thing I can think of is maybe this is firing twice. Like maybe we're not unsubscribing, or like there's a race condition, right? Like maybe it's
Yeah.
like the event fires, and by the time we unsubscribe, that second event that's fired has already kind of weaseled its way in.
Yeah.
But gosh, this is not going to be a easy problem to solve. And I really thought I nailed it. Really thought this implementation was so good. I was like, this is the best way to handle it. It's going to cover all my bases. Because yeah, part of the problem I had when writing this blog post is I want to accommodate anybody's app. So like, here's a block of code, just copy paste it, and then you're good to go. So let's see real quick. So the page padding on the bottom by default is 0, at least in my app. The frame height 52. Okay. Okay, it doesn't fire again. But there it is. Man. It's almost like the frame height is too much padding. Shoot, I was thinking like if there's a way I could do it like this, where if it's in between rows or in between the cards, you won't notice it. But I don't want to take that screenshot. Nah. Well,
we can leave it.
I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm missing.
Wait,
what? Like
why?
this height here might be equivalent to the status bar height. I don't know. I'm guessing right now. I'll have to dig into this code to figure it out. But obviously, this padding is too much.
So where do you get that? Let me see. Search bar frame. So why is like the height should be the same in both screens, no? I mean in both devices, the search bar height.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just using the native iOS search controller, and so yeah, I mean that's one possibility. That shit, I just closed the other simulator. I'm struggling today, man. Yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be a weird one.
And then when we take it off, the total 5 icon gets chopped. But you clearly see that it has some margin between like the bottom and where it's getting like the padding, right? So why when you take it off, it chops up that total? Like,
right. It's almost like, I mean, this is gonna be silly, but we say like divided by 2. I don't know why, but
and problem solved.
yeah, actually probably. And then we could at least take screenshots, but I still need to update a bunch of stuff. So
yeah, definitely a good stream to give you extra work.
So moral of the story, again, cherish your screenshots. Use this time to make sure that your app looks good at all the different form factors, and adjust your code accordingly.
And the fun part, this is only iOS. We have not gone to Android. So when we go to Android, we might find any like a few more adjustments to do, right?
Probably will. So let's see how this looks. This will be the last thing we run. And this is just a wild guess if I say divided by 2.
Yeah.
All right, so we hit the breakpoint once. We don't hit it again. So that tells me there's not a race condition. But what we want to see is when we scroll all the way down, does the collection view get cut off? Scroll.
Oh.
And that might just be a coincidence, though.
Yeah.
It's the
it's like perfectly. You see, it's like right with the bottom edge of the card.
Yeah, and the bottom should have some padding below it, if I remember correctly. So
yeah,
that was just a wild guess, and I think we just got lucky. So I'll have to figure something else out. But that's it for screenshots today.
Yeah. I mean, I would say it was a unusual stream for us today. It was a good stream. Definitely the highlight of the stream was the first hour.
Yep,
Perfect intro, the best intro we have ever made. You guys did not get to see it. I mean, it was Clubhouse users invite only, so that's why you guys.
that's right. That's right.
That's
You got to
another
get the
topic
clubhouse
we got
invite.
to. That's another topic we got to talk about in our
Oh
intro
man.
about Clubhouse and exclusive invites. We're thinking about creating like Xamarin group in Clubhouse and bringing close platform conversations there.
Yeah.
Uh,
So if anybody's
so
on Clubhouse, anybody else in the Xamarin world, um, we'll say because I don't know how Clubhouse works yet. I just joined it right before jumping on the stream, but yeah, reach out to us on Twitter. Let us know. Let's see if we can coordinate some Xamarin stuff on Clubhouse. We'll give it a shot.
yep,
Maybe it's amazing. Maybe it sucks. I don't know. I've never used Clubhouse before, but we'll see what happens.
yeah. So what do we have for this week in terms of events? What are the following plans for the stream? I know at the beginning we talked about taking a break for the next following weeks, so we can like take a step back and reorganize our ideas and see what else we're gonna do for GitTrends. Our next step with GitTrends will be releasing version 2.1. We only need to get those few other localization in the repo, and Brandon is gonna be reaching out to everybody to get those localizations, and then we can launch it. And I believe by end of March we should be back with the live streams and with our really special guests be our second special guest, because our special guest is always Brandon. So now we're gonna have a second one, and we're gonna have a 3-person stream for our first stream after the break. Stay tuned. It's someone in the community that you guys really enjoy looking at their streams as well, and it's gonna be really exciting to have him on the stream.
Yeah. And tomorrow there is a .NET conference. It's called .NET Conf. Focus on Windows. It's all day tomorrow. I think it starts at actually I've got the website up right here.
Oh,
It starts at
nice.
8 a.m. Pacific time. So you'll see Scott Hunter kicking off the welcome session. So all day. It's something I'm gonna just turn on, leave it running in the background. But say most importantly, our friends on the Xamarin team, Maddie Lejeune, David Ortnow, they'll be speaking at 4:30 Pacific time. That's 0:30 UTC. And they're talking about the future of native apps in .NET 6. And so
Nice.
I'm going to be tuning in to a bunch of these sessions tomorrow because I'm also interested in WinUI because .NET MAUI uses WinUI to create Windows apps. And not that you need to know WinUI, not that you need to know WPF, UWP, whatever platform you're targeting when you're using xamarin.forms or .NET MAUI, but you should at least have a high level understanding of it. And I know nothing about WinUI, so I'm going to be studying up a little bit tomorrow. But again, it's going on all day. They're all going to be recorded. You can always catch back up later. My plan is to put it on the TV screen and just kind of keep it running in the background, get some learning going on through our little osmosis, but do it. You don't want to miss it. This is going to be all good stuff. Like the speakers are, you got, I see Scott Hunter here, Kathleen Dollar, Sam Basu, Dimitri, all my favorite people from both. Oh, Jeremy Sinclair. So all my favorite Microsoft people, non-Microsoft people who might be MVPs in the community. Check them out. Give them some love tomorrow. .NET Conf. Focus on Windows.
Nice. And I just dropped the link there in the screen so everyone can go and sign up immediately. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And tomorrow when you're looking at it, just tweet us out. What was your favorite talk, and what are you looking forward to that you learned? And from the .NET community side, we have 2 upcoming events. On Saturday, we have the 4th session of the Azure for Devs workshop, and where we are going to be talking about, let me put the link there. We are going to be talking about logic apps and Azure functions. So we were going to actually have this last week, but we had to postpone for this week. So tune in. And we're also going to have a raffle for three vouchers of the Azure 900 exam. So tune in. And then next week we're also gonna have another event with a sister community which is called La Comarca in Dominican Republic, and we're gonna be talking about how to become a Xamarin developer. And it's gonna be like a sort of panel between Randy, Charlene, and Angel, and myself. And it's gonna be completely in Spanish, and everybody is welcome to just make all uh, make all your questions about it and how to get started. And we're gonna give you some great tips and resources where you can become a great Xamarin developer. So yeah, see you guys there. I hope you guys enjoyed our stream from today, and see you in the next one. Bye.